spooky. We're going to do a Halloween one today. I got some glow-in-the-dark paint, and I've been having this idea ever since I got the glow-in-the-dark pigment for the resin. I want to do a glow-in-the-dark painting. I want to do something Halloween. I'm going to try it with some other ideas later. I've got a few ideas where maybe I want to do like a street scene, and I'm going to use the glow-in-the-dark pigment to make the street lights light up. Possibly maybe doing some kind of a Thomas Kincaid, Bob Ross cabin out in the woods, lit up the windows or something. I don't know. Of course, those wouldn't be very much, would be lit up, but this one here is going to have a little bit more, hopefully, glow-in-the-dark to it. I purchased this glow-in-the-dark paint off of Amazon. I think I paid $8. It did come with instructions that tell you to put it over a white base coat, preferably 2 coats of white beforehand, and then 2 coats of this color. So, fortunately, acrylics do dry quickly, so it won't take it long to dry. Now, we got different colors here. We got purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red, and looks like kind of a white color. So, the colors I think I'm going to be using, I think I might do a little bit of the white, the yellow, and I think I'm going to do the green. And my ideas for it are, I'm going to do a purple sky, kind of a dark purplish brown base, which would be my ground. I'm going to do a black castle up in here, and I'm going to do the windows lit up, maybe the yellow in it. I'm also going to do the moon, a great big moon in here. And I'm going to do the moon in yellow and white. Maybe add a touch of orange. No, I think I'll do yellow and white. Might just do the white, I don't know. We'll see how that works. And then I think I'm going to do like a spooky tree, of course, in black on here. But I think I'm going to do a black cat. And I'm going to do its eyes green. So, that's my thoughts on this, guys. We're going to see how it turns out. Hopefully it won't be a very long painting. I know everybody, long paintings don't do super well, but we're going to see. And I should have opened my paint ahead of time. These are new paints. This set came from my Michael's haul. We got 12 bottles of this, all different colors of this paint for $5. So, not bad little craft paint. This color is violet. I'm going to start out with this color up in the sky. See if we have to, no, we don't have to do nothing here. I'm going to put a line across here, right here, and I'm going to so we're going to just bring this across, guys. My brush isn't any good, I don't think, anymore. Brush is pretty old. I've had it for quite a few years, so it may have bit to dust. So we're going to get a different brush, and then we're going to use it. Alright. So I think I want my moon a little closer to the ground than higher up. I'm going to grab a pencil here. Sorry about the train, guys. I live really close to some train tracks. I normally film later at night because there's not as many trains, but tonight I'm filming a little earlier. Excuse me. Alright, so I'm going to use a lid here. And I think I'm going to make my ground just slightly above this. And we're going to put our moon right here. Yeah, right here. So when I do the rest of this background, I want to cover this because I want to give this moon 2 coats of white. It's already got white on it from the canvas, but I'm going to give it 2 more just because I want this color to really pop for the moon. I want it to glow really good. Alright. So, my brush on here. Got a neat little brush cleaner. I got it at Dollar Tree. Pretty neat little brush cleaner. It's got a lid on it. Lay your brushes across it. Pretty handy for $1.25. You can't beat it. Alright, so now I want to fade this purple down just a little. I'm still going to use purple in it, but I want to add a little bit of blue to it, just so it's not completely purple. I should have opened these beforehand. I said brand new paints. Shake it up really, really good. And we're going to put a few drops right here. One right here. And let's do a couple more purple here. Alright. We're going to blend this across, and we're going to try to be as careful as we can not to touch our moon. There we go, look at here. Now we're going to blend this blue up into this purple a little bit. And we're going to go straight on across underneath the moon. Okay, I'll see here, I hope my hand didn't block it. Across. Blend this up a little bit. Let me take my new background here, the wooden thing. Not stuck down or nothing, it's just a piece of, it's actually like wallpaper, stick-on wallpaper adhesive that you get at Dollar Tree. Comes in some really neat colors and styles. I got one that looks like brick. I'm going to put it behind my backsplash in my kitchen. And we'll see how it turns out. I got to get a couple more pieces though. I just bought 2 just so I could see kind of what it looks like. And I'm kind of looking at it going, okay, I really like it now. I need like 4 more pieces, so wish I would have bought 4 more. And funny enough, I was at Dollar Tree earlier today and I just forgot all about it. Wasn't feeling too well when I went there this morning, so. Alright guys, what are we thinking here so far? I hadn't really done a whole lot of Halloween stuff. I've done a few things, but nothing really that stood out in my head that was like, this is Halloweenish. And it's like, I just wanted to do this glow in the dark so bad. I did glow in the dark on a deal that I made for a friend of mine, and it turned out really good, but I did it with resin. And I made her an underwater painting, and in the underwater painting I did blue jellyfish. So, really, really neat. The glow in the dark, it's so pretty, it's so vibrant. But I was really disappointed because the ad on Amazon made it look like you were getting 6 little tubs of this tint. And like it was this really, really good deal, when in reality you got 1 tub of it. It was teeny, teeny, tiny, and it didn't end up being that good of value because I could have got way more for just a couple dollars more. So, but like I said, it did glow really good, but it was just like I said, the ad was very deceiving. And even looking back over it, you know, it was like, okay, it really looked like it was supposed to be 6. So, would not be buying from them again. From that seller, or anyway, you know, not that same product again, just for that reason. I will be trying something different. Alright, so I got my sky here. I'm really liking this. Liking this blue fading into purple here. Alright, so now I want to take, and I want to kind of fade it down, and I want a little bit of earthy tone, but I don't want complete earthy tone. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take, I have a moccasin brown. If I can get it to come out here, I don't know. Let's see what it does. Not a whole lot left in the bottle. Let's see what we can get. Oh, yeah, it'll come out. Here we go. Alright. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take a little bit of this purple. Maybe a little more purple. Okay. And we're going to make this kind of a ground color. Hopefully it's going to turn out kind of a grayish, brownish purple. My thoughts on it. I just want the ground to be really dark. I was going to do green, but I was like, well, it's supposed to be fall. It's Halloween. It's supposed to be spooky. So there's not really a lot of green unless you live in Florida. You know, the colors are changing. Things are more earthy tones. So I'm thinking that if I do the earth tones, kind of this brownish purple, it's still going to tie in with my background. And it's going to give it more of an autumny look. Alright, what are we thinking here? I'm liking this so far here. I'm kind of feeling it. Alright. Got a little glob there. Alright. So, I think I want to do just a little bit more here. I'm going to add a little hill right here. Alright, come up here. We're going to put our castle or our haunted spooky house up here. Alright. Liking this, guys. I'm really liking this. Okay, so I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to come back when this dries. It shouldn't take very long at all. Just a few minutes. And we will start working on our castle probably. I call it a castle, but it's like a haunted house basically. I'm going to do a little sketch of it and paint it in. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be solid black except for the windows of it. And I'm going to do the windows in probably this yellow color. So that'll be that. And then, like I said, the moon's going to be kind of a mixture of yellow and white. And then I'm going to do a spooky tree coming up here. Maybe around the back side of the moon. And a little cat down here. And I think I'm going to do the cat's eyes in green. So I'll be back with you as soon as this dries, guys. See ya. Okay, guys, it's dry. I'm back. Alright. So, now I want to put my house up here, my spooky house. I'm just going to kind of draw a little rough outline here of where I want to put it. It's going to be fairly good size because I want my windows to be big enough that I can paint and still be able to see the colors in it. I'm going to put some accent the little deals here. The turret. I'm going to bring this one way up here. Bring it down like so. And we'll have this one come up. Alright, so over up here. So we're going to do a big window right here. And this turret. Big window right here in this turret. Another great big, let's do a round window right here. And let's do one where the door should be, maybe a, and then let's do another window right here on each side. So that's going to give us quite a few glow-in-the-dark windows. Because this painting's kind of about playing around with this glow-in-the-dark paint. Now, I'm going to bring my tree over. And we're going to bring it up and over like so. And up and over like so. I'm going to bring it almost all the way over to the house. This is just rough lines, guys. I'm going to go over these very light pencil lines. And then once we get the tree in, and that, I think I'm going to do my cat right here. I think we're going to do the kitty right here, and let's have that cat. Put her sitting right here. Alright, we're going to give it some kind of almond looking eyes. I used to have a black cat monkey that had almond eyes. Alright, so I have my basics here sketched in. I'm going to get some black paint here, put down on my palette. And we're going to get sketching that, or get doing the tree. It won't take long, guys. I'm pretty fast at this part. I get my paint open. I get the bottle of paint open. Alright. Alright, guys, let's see. My palette right here. Alright, start out this way. Okay, so I've got my, I think I'm going to get my flat brush here. I like this brush really well. This is going to work really, really good for my house. My spooky house. So, fun Halloween story. While we're doing this. Story time. Y'all don't like story time, just mute me. Fun Halloween story. So years ago, when my kids were little, we were living in Oklahoma City. And I was going to take them out that year for Halloween. I've always liked to dress up myself, too. You know, taking the kids out, it was fun to dress up. So that year, my mother had a wig. My mother was into wigs at the time. And she had a wig that looked like Elvira's hair. Any of you know who Elvira is? She's pretty popular. Well, The wig looked like her hair. Well, it just so happened we had this really, really cool long black dress that looked like her dress. So I get the bright idea that year. I'm going to go Halloween trick-or-treating with my kids, dressed as Elvira. Right, fun. Well, Elvira's got one thing going on. Keep in mind, I'm 5'5" and weigh about 110 pounds. Elvira has one distinct feature that I do not have. And at the time, push-up bras were not what they are now, and they were fairly expensive. And it wasn't something that I wanted to buy and invest in long term. Didn't care really any other time. It was just for the costume's sake. I wanted it to be as realistic as possible. So, me and my bright idea was to take duct tape and wrap it around my chest to enhance my cleavage, needless to say. Which was the whole purpose of doing it. It worked well. It really did. Took my kids out trick-or-treating in Oklahoma. Keep in mind, if you don't like the weather, wait a minute, it'll change. And it did. And about halfway through the night, I'm in a long, slinky dress with, I think I had pantyhose on probably. And, of course, my kids, they're in pretty warm costumes, you know. They're like, okay, Mom, we want something warm, just in case. Guess, I don't know, maybe that was just the costumes that year, I don't know. So, we get out trick-or-treating, and it's cold. It starts getting really, really cold. It starts sleeting, it starts snowing, and I'm in this slinky dress with no shoes hardly, no socks at all. My feet are freezing. It's getting colder by the minute. But my kids aren't done trick-or-treating. So at this point, my kids are big enough, you know, I can do the whole park in the car and let them run door to door. And at the time, that was the thing, you know. People you just parked and let your kids run door to door and you watched them. And you sat in a nice warm car while they ran door to door and got candy. So I ended up getting one of my kids to give me their socks because my feet were so frozen. And then the fun part happened. I got home and I had to remove the tape. And guys, I am telling you now, that was the single most worst mistake I ever made in my life, I think. One of them. And I would have to say that's right at the top of the list, guys. I mean, tip top of the list. Was not my brightest maneuver. And I would never, ever do it again. Do not do it, guys. Do not. It was so painful removing that tape. Of course, I didn't buy the cheapy brand, you know. I didn't have the cheapy brand of tape. I had the good stuff, you know. So it was stuck. And it was not good. And it was not a pleasant experience at all. But now look at this, all these years later. It is definitely a story to tell. So if any of my kids are watching and remember this, comment in the box below. Because, yeah, it was definitely a thing. It was like, it was a very good costume though, I will say. I looked really good as Elvira. Because the wig had it going on. It was just exactly like her hair. I did my makeup pretty good that year. I don't normally do makeup a lot. And I did her makeup like my makeup like she wore hers. It was a very, 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 very good costume. It just, getting to the costume point and the after effects was not good. It was not good at all. Yeah, it was not good. So that's my funny Halloween story. But if you have any kind of a funny Halloween story about a costume fail or success, put it in the description box. I'd love to hear it. I think it'd be fun to hear other people's disasters as well as my own. And it wasn't a disaster. Like I said, the costume turned out great. Kids had fun. I got over it. It just, at the time, it was not a pleasant experience. At all. It was not a good thing. I'm just going through here and I'm giving the trees some gnarly little things coming off of them here. The nice thing about these old spooky trees, you just kind of give it a little jiggle and a wiggle as you're pulling it out, and it makes it look like an old crooked limb. I used to not like trees like this. Still can't say I'm a fan of them. I just like painting them. I used to tell my aunt they were naked trees. I don't like those old naked trees. Didn't like them without the leaves on them. Alright, getting into this, guys. I'm really getting into the painting. Alright, bring our roots down here. Kind of bring them over a little. Some gnarly ones here coming out. Maybe a gnarly one here. Some over here. Alright, so we got our roots here. A little bit of detail here to this. Alright, so now let's do our black on our cat. So do you have plans for Halloween? Anybody doing anything? I don't really, not that I know of, have anything planned. Probably have to work. I don't know that, but been working a lot of hours lately. Aside from when I went on vacation here. And then I come home and make YouTube videos. I figure this may probably going to be the last Halloween video I do. I might try to get one more in. I've got another one that I want to do. I've got an ashtray. It is a skull ashtray that I was going to maybe do use that glow-in-the-dark resin pigment and do something with it, and maybe paint it in the skulls because they're like all around the outside edge. So maybe do the skulls in the glow-in-the-dark. I don't know. I've got a couple other videos that I'm working on too as well. I've got another fall one, and then I've got a Christmas one that I'm working on because I'm starting to get stuff ready. Do a Christmas fair here, guys. If anybody's in Florida, South Florida, come to the Christmas fair. I will post the information in my description box in that video. But I'm going to do some Christmas stuff, some ornaments and different things as well. So I've got a lot of different videos coming up. And hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, if there's something you want to see, just let me know. I'm game to try any kind of craft. I probably have it here. If I don't, it wouldn't be an issue. Like I said, I like trying new things. It's one of the things I love about YouTube is the fact that if you want to learn a new skill or want to just watch somebody doing a new skill, you can 100% do that on YouTube, and it's amazing. I just love it. I think it's a great platform. A lot of people are using other ones, and I don't know. I really like YouTube. It may not be great for a lot of the creators. I don't know. I haven't had an issue so far, but I don't have a big channel yet either. All right, I'm gonna pause you again while this dries. We'll come back in and we're gonna do our 2 coats of white. Actually, I may do the coats of white while we're off camera, and then I will come back in and we'll paint this, give it 2 coats, and we'll come back and see how the finished product looks. So, pause you for now, guys. I'll be back. Okay, guys, we're back. Paint is dry. So now we're going to do our colors here. So I think we're going to start with the yellow here. It says to stir it really well. So I'm going to grab a couple popsicle sticks here. I've been shaking them, but I'm going to stir them too, just to be on the safe side. Oh, that's a bright yellow. Look at that. Look at this yellow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is kind of translucent. I can kind of see why they recommend the white. Alright, so we'll set these over here to the side. These are going to be in the house. And probably a little bit of the probably a little bit of the moon. Kind of thinking. I think I want my moon yellow one. This turns out good. It's going to be pretty cool. We'll see how bright these light up. And I'm doing it according to the directions. I did 2 coats of the white. Let them dry in between. And then I'm going to do 2 coats of this. That about maybe even just being on the safe side. I'm doing 3. But we shall see. So what, if you're watching the video and you listen to my little story I told, leave a comment in the description box and let me know what your worst Halloween costume was and your best Halloween costume. Oh, that's pretty. I like that bright color. Very, very pretty. Alright, I don't know. I'm going to leave just a little bit on here. Now, I'm going to do, because the moon is kind of, I'm going to kind of do some little, I'm going to do like a, not really a shadow side, but it's going to be a, kind of a yellow, and then I'm going to mix the white in. Alright. It's going to be really pretty, guys. I hope these glow as good as I'm hoping. I really, really do, because if they glow as good as I'm hoping, it's going to look pretty awesome. Be a cool Halloween picture. Alright. I know you guys don't like these long videos, and I'm sorry I'm quiet, but I'm painting. I might speed this up during this process on the video. And again, I might leave it, I don't know. Figure anybody that likes the stories will stick around. Anybody that doesn't, you fast forward to the end results if you don't want to hang out and hear me ramble. So if you've watched any of my other Halloween videos, you know I had a job where I got to dress up almost 2/3 of the month of October for Halloween. 4 nights a week. Got to dress up in different costumes over the years, and I did this job for 8 years at that location. And it was a lot of fun. It was a challenge some years. Some years it was a struggle because weather was cold and you had to, you know, you couldn't plan you had to plan accordingly, your costumes according to weather. Or you'd end up working the night freezing because you had the wrong costume on. You picked the wrong costume. So you learned over the years. And in Kentucky in October, it can get pretty chilly. So it's probably a good idea to dress in layers. So if it's not, you can take a layer off and you're still got costume on. But if it's cold, you've got enough layers to keep warm. I did a lot of costumes over the years. Some were really, really creative. Some were just kind of a black sweatshirt and black pants and cat ears and a tail and some whiskers painted. I always had, that was the advantage, is if you had anything you could kind of halfway make into a costume, you had face painters. So you could go over and get a face paint that would make you look like that. So it was an advantage there. You didn't have to actually, if you were having a lazy night and you didn't feel like getting dressed in a full costume, or you had a busy day, sometimes you worked that day and then had to work that night as well, so you didn't have time to really do anything big costume wise. One year my husband and my daughter and I went and did the zombie walk. In Kentucky they do a zombie walk every year, and it's so much fun. And that year we did a zombie walk, and at the beginning of the crowd was the zombies, of course. You know, everybody's dressed as zombies, and you did this whole deal through this neighborhood, and usually the neighborhood was pretty decorated. And people would come out in their yards, and they'd watch you, and some people would even come out and kind of get involved and act like they were zombie killers. And at the beginning of the crowd was the, oh my gosh, the Resident Evil Umbrella Corporation. And they were at the beginning of the crowd like they were fighting off the zombies, and they were all in costumes, and it was the neatest thing. And seeing people painted up different costumes and different zombies, some people just went all out, and it was so fun and so entertaining. And at the end, you ended up at this place, and it was a club, is where it finished out, and there were like bands out in the street, and they had the street blocked off, and it was great. It was so much fun. Alright guys, I'm going to let this coat dry. I'm going to put one more coat on. I'm going to come back. I'm going to do just a little bit of touch up because I want to give some pupils to my cat and make his little nose and stuff. A few little miscellaneous details here. And we're going to turn out the lights and see how it looks. So, I'll be back.